You don't want to date an average guy?
No.
What component of it would you not want? Like the money?
I need the man to make more money than me.
How much money? Okay, how much money does a guy need to earn to date you?
I don't know. Like monthly or like annually?
Annually.
Either. Sure. Per year.
Annually.
$500K.
Whoa.
What? Nice by saying whoa.
I wonder how many men that make that kind of money actually are in her DMs. Because remember, men who make $500K or more in the US is probably less than 1%. All right. So I wonder how many of those men who make $500,000 a year are actually in her DMs trying to take her on a date. I wonder. And I wonder if in the past she has only dated those kind of men. Who can guess if she's ever dated a man who makes $50,000 a year?
You realize that's like
1%.
That's 1%.
It's possible.
That's 1%.
Yeah, but what's possible isn't necessarily probable. Do you think? And you have how many kids?
3.
3 from different.
No,
same father.
Same person.
You are a sex worker. You're an escort. I'm not saying that to insult you, but do you think that a guy who makes at minimum $500,000 is interested in dating a sex worker escort with 3 children?
Good question.
No, definitely not. But
so shouldn't you adjust? Shouldn't you adjust your standards to be a little more realistic?
No.
So would you rather die?
There's a reason why I'm single. Like, I don't want to be with somebody.
There's just a reason why you're a single mom of 3 kids. If you're thinking that a guy who's making that kind of money in the top 1% in the US, probably in the world, that's not his first choice, right? You are not his first choice. But for some reason, you are stuck on the fact that that's a guy you deserve. Now, the real question we have to find out is her baby daddy, the father of her kids. Does he make that kind of money? I mean, you made 3 kids with him. So maybe he was worth something. The fact that you gave him 3 kids, so maybe he was making $1 million a year. That's the question I want Brian to ask.
But do you see how ridiculous it is to demand a guy who makes $500K to accept? Like, you got to adjust your standards a little bit if you want a man.
Well, tough for the men. I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't say it's tough for men.
See, that's crazy.
Right now.
That's crazy to me.
It's one of the craziest things I've heard.
I'm not talking to nobody like that for real. Like, I am, but I'm not. Like, but it's
into the mic, please.
I tried, but I'm struggling.
Q, you had something on this. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that this is according to the Internal Revenue Service. Less than 1% of all tax filers reported an adjusted gross income exceeding $500,000. 1%.
Huh? Well, that's on them.
Go ahead, Q.
So she doesn't even understand the statistics, but I want them to ask, right? She says she only wants to date a man who makes $500,000 a year. I want them to ask, how much does her baby daddy make? Because she had 3 kids with him. So maybe he makes more than $500,000. If he makes more than that, then I will understand why her standards are so high. But if he makes less, so you're telling me the man you had kids with doesn't make as much as what you want your next man to make? That doesn't make sense. I wish they can ask that question.
I was saying that's crazy because you'd rather be alone than lower your standards from $500K a year.
I mean, I got other standards too, but it's like that money-wise, yes. But like average man, height, weight, and stuff, average man is like what, 5'10"?
Well, yes, let's go into that. You said other standards. What are your other standards?
I mean, I don't want a short dude. I just want.
How tall are you?
5'2", 5'3".
What's the minimum height for a guy?
For me, what I like, I think 6 foot or taller, I guess. But that's like the basic. A lot of women are like that nowadays.
So I think the average male height is like 5'9", 5'10". So just on the height metric, if you want a guy who's 6 feet and above, you've already reduced your pool to 15% of men. Just on the height metric. That's 15. Okay. What else?
I guess. I mean, not look. Are you talking about personality too?
All right. So 500K, 6 feet and over. You said there were some other. That was just one of your standards. What are your other standards?
I guess. I just want him to have a car. I mean, I want him to be able to. I want him to be okay with me having a past and like quitting what I do basically for him.
So you want him to make as much money as he makes, but you want him to forget the fact that you're a sex worker? But in turn, if he makes even just 400,000, not even 500,000, if he makes 400,000, that's not enough for you? Like, what kind of double standards are we dealing with here? You want him to forget the fact that you have 3 kids with another man who doesn't make $500,000, I suppose. You want him to forget the fact that you're a sex worker. But if he doesn't make $500,000, then he's not the man for you. Or if he's not 6 feet. Man, dating in 2024 is crazy.
And do you think you gotta ask yourself, okay, here's all that I want, but what does the guy that I want?
Exactly.
What does he want?
Exactly.
And do you think that he's the guy who's not going to care about your past, and you've got the 3 kids, and you used to do or you still do sex work?
There's people who don't care about that though. There are men who don't care about
Where?
that at all.
500K.
I mean,
how come you haven't got one of those men? Right? How come? I mean, I'm sure they're, very beautiful IG models that want a man who makes an average income like me, and just upcoming YouTuber. I'm sure they're there, but I'm not looking for them because they're not looking for me. So I can wish all I want to get one of them, but hey, listen. They're never gonna find me. So at the same time, lady, you can wish for all you want and think those men exist, but if they're not knocking on your door, maybe they don't exist. Just maybe.
300. I could do 400.